Good morning, and welcome to Tuesday, the 24th of February. All right, I would like to pay my respects to the spirits of Lenti where it is overcast. Back to normal programming. It's grey and Taswegian like. All right, anyway. All right, so we still have the moon in Taurus, and I don't know about you, but oh my God, the universe is demanding that I have a rest today. So the sun in Cancer, I was saying yesterday, medically, it's hard to diagnose things, lymphatics, water retention, um, the need to sleep. All right, so Taurus also loves comfort, security, and just some chill out time. And so I think the combination of those two, I don't know about you, but I slept in. I can't quite get my head together today. So I'm like, I'm not training today. I'm going to have a rest day. Actually, I'm working, but I'm working this afternoon. Anyway, so if you feel like you need permission to do nothing, then this might be a day where you can just chill out a little bit. All right. However, in the words, in the words, all right. So I'll read the words and then I'll go through the aspects. All right, do you feel the tension, that little internal jolt to get started towards a different outcome? Today, take today, step by step, hour by hour. Consistency of effort is the key. It doesn't matter that the path changes, it's just that your commitment to growth is what builds momentum. All right, and like I was saying, in my situation physically, I'm like, whoa, okay, what's going on? I just feel different. I think I need to just stop. So, I mean, obviously, I can still sit here and read and, do stuff, but physically, I'm like, I don't feel like doing anything. I'm sore. It's weird. So, maybe permission granted for all of us to just have a bit of a rest today. But, in saying that, the moon does move into Gemini at 1:30. Now, that little internal jolt that I was talking about is the fact that the moon is going to be conjunct Uranus at 9:30 a.m. All right. So if anything sudden, unexpected, shocking, maybe just awareness, aha moments, maybe even just that realization. Maybe it's 9:30 for you, and you're like, yes, I do need to just stop. Wow, I realize that I am ignoring all the signs and symptoms of my body, and it's going to start getting louder if I don't chill out. So, all right. So that's pretty much it for. No, that's absolutely not it. That's not it. All right. So yeah, 9:30 a.m. Moon in Taurus conjunct Uranus. All right. Now the next one we have is at 11:30. No, that's p.m. Sorry, at 3:30. All right. We have a sextile to the Saturn Neptune conjunction. Now, I just have to make sure. Saturn has actually passed Neptune now, and Saturn is now at 1 degree, all right? 1 degree and 7 seconds, but it's still at the next degree, all right? So it's actually now the Neptune Saturn conjunction, but still, that is a sextile, all right? So maybe, there is that consistency of effort, all right? Those cogs keep turning. And if we are working towards, that dream that Neptune has been giving us, and Saturn's been saying effort, effort, effort. Just, any movement is movement. Again, consistency is the key. All right, so that's at 11, sorry, that's at 3:30. All right, so first 9:30 a.m. Uranus conjunction, and then we just keep working slowly towards our outcome. At 3:30, there might be some sort of something happen. I can't think of the right word right now. Some sort of indicator. That'll do. All right, the next one after that. Now, after 4, we do have a square to the node starting. So that just looks like, maybe something in the path will change. Maybe your plans will change. Like I said, at 1:30, the moon moves into Gemini. All right, so then at 4, we start to feel something shifting. 9 p.m., we have a trine to Pluto. So the moon in Gemini trining Pluto in Aquarius. All right. Now so that 9 p.m. it's growing all day. All right. So once the moon moves into Gemini, they are both in an air sign. So I wonder if there is going to be some sort of ease in communication when it comes to unearthing some sort of truth. So as you can sort of feel for this day, there's like a awareness, consistency. Oh, things change, and then there's like a bit more tension to maybe think that you're going to have to take a new approach. And then at 11:30 p.m. we have that moon square sun, which means we are in the first quarter heading towards that full moon on Tuesday. Being in the eclipse thing, that any sort of tension that's coming up around that is going to be, well, the first quarter square is like you're starting to see progress. All right. So the last quarter is when you make wine from the grapes that you start seeing growing at that first quarter. All right. So again, I think today is very much a feel into the day, pay attention to what's going on. That 1:30 things start to shift, and then I think that perspective shift might just sort of take over, and that there's just a lot of an awareness happening. So we do have the sun is at 5 degrees and the north node is at 8. So you know that eclipse is coming. We're moving towards that. Where are we heading in our perspective type of, I mean, what for you has been going on in this eclipse portal? What have you seen come up out of nowhere or be exposed, or again, maybe it was something just sort of jumped out of the blue for you. I don't know. All right, let me just click the button and see who's here. Good morning. Oh, good morning, Louise. Good morning, Deborah. How are you? Hello, Helen. Good morning, Elizabeth. Nice to see you. Karen, it sounds like me every day, but I got to do things. Good morning, Kathy, and good morning, Christy. How are you? I'm feeling you slept over 8 hours last night. I just every day I check in with my trainer, and I slept 10 hours last night. My alarm went off at 6:30 and I was like, I just can't do it. I'm absolutely exhausted. So so yeah, definitely just take it easy today, guys. Like again, I'm not the I, I, words words. I just lost them. I'm not the benchmark, but permission granted if you also feel like this. All right, what else have I got for today? That's pretty much it. Again, you know what? Let's just draw a card because my brain function is so limited today. All right. So, all right. What card from the Dreamweavers is going to give us the best insight into how to approach today? All right. So that Taurus moon up to 1:30. All right, so maybe we can just chill and be a little bit comfortable and safe until then. And then the cognitive function starts to work after 1:30. So that feels good. That feels good. Oh, okay. Oh, I like this. All right, it is card number 27. When the grit becomes a pearl. There we go. I like that. So this feeling that we have, this tension, this piece of sand that is irritating. Maybe it will turn into something if we just chill out. All right. Okay. So, reinvention, learning from past mistakes, surrendering to the lesson with grace and maturity. Something transformative is happening within you. All that friction, irritation, and resentment, the growing pains, identifying with your wounds and releasing them. You've been through rough seas for sure. Now hold the precious pearl of wisdom in your hands, your heart, and your psyche. You are forever changed. After all, you cannot change the pearl back to the grit, nor would you want to. Yes, you might get triggered here and there by ghosts of the past, but nothing compared to the arduous journey of learning that you have been on. And isn't that the truth? All right. You will notice quickly how you can turn things around, how quiet you can become in the middle of a storm, how adept you're becoming at knowing when to speak up or when to step away. That is how mature you are now. This is a time to look at how far you've come and to be mindful of the opportunities, relationships, and interactions that remind you of the ones that you've already been through. You do not have to learn the same thing repeatedly. Did you hear that? You don't have to keep doing the same thing over and over. You have the choice now to move forward or walk away. Some things cannot be changed no matter how much you want them to. Certainly, you know you can change only yourself. Even if you want to influence another person to see things your way, that didn't work before and it won't work now. Take things at face value and trust your intuition to avoid unnecessary grit. Treasure is waiting for you on the other side of this situation. Whatever choice you make now, if you move forward and discover it's not for you, you can always change your mind. The point is, your next move is about having an experience. Because you have already accumulated so many pearls of wisdom, you can just trust yourself to make the right one now. Breathe. You've got this. How amazing does that feel? I'm going to click the button. I love that. And, it is eclipse season. So, we are being exposed to these things that, you know, yes, they may be hidden, but you have an awareness of everything's going on around you. You know your patterns. You know the people around you. You pretty much, if you feel into it, you know everything that is going on. All right. It's very rare that we are completely clueless to our environment. But at this point, again, it's just like keep doing the same thing step by step, hour by hour, and just keep that effort going. So just to quickly go back over the day, so there was at 9:30 for the moon conjunct Uranus. So watch out for upsets around that 9:30 a.m. All right. Then at 3:30 p.m. we've got that sextile to Saturn Neptune. Again, I think that is just that step by step consistency. The moon moves into Gemini, therefore changing the feelings that we're having. All right, so we go from this quiet contentment or comfort needing to, all right, my brain's switched back on. All right, remembering that we are going to have Mercury go retrograde at 5:48 p.m. on Thursday. So the moon changes to Cancer before it goes retrograde, but now we're pretty much that Gemini moon is going to be ruled by a stationary and confused Mercury. All right. So I think that the fact that the trine to Pluto is happening, it might be good for us. All right. And that might be a good thing that is going to expose some stuff. All right. It maybe expose rationale, truth, whatever. Like, I just feel like that's good. Then we're moving into that 9 p.m. trine to Pluto, and then 11:30 p.m. who's going to be awake for that square to the sun. But it is growing all day. All right. So just pay attention to the tensions that are in the air. And good morning, Paulette. Yeah, I know. It's such a good deck, isn't it? Oh, Mandy's still in. Oh, she's back from Mexico. Adventure Queen here. And thank you, Paulette. I'm so glad you needed this. So permission granted. And yes, the pathway is turning in my favor. Yay! Because you changed your mindset. That is perfect. Thank you. I'm also grateful for you, Louise. So, yeah, beautiful. I'm glad that resonated for everybody. I hope you have a fabulous day. And remember, you have permission to just chill the fuck out. I love you guys. See you later. See you tomorrow.